Ever been in a meeting where someone just takes over, steamrolls your ideas, talks over you, and you just freeze? Or maybe it's that colleague who always has a passive aggressive comment, a little jab designed to throw you off balance? You feel that pressure to react, to defend, to say something. But what if the most powerful move isn't a comeback, but a composed, strategic silence? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a Stoic power move that's especially crucial for young professionals navigating the often turbulent waters of the modern workplace. We're talking about strategic silence, not as weakness, but as your most potent tool for regaining control, commanding respect, and yes, watching those who try to undermine you quietly unravel. If you're new to Stoicism, this is a practical starting point to bring ancient wisdom into your daily grind. So, what is this strategic silence? From a Stoic perspective, it's not about giving someone the silent treatment out of spite. Number Stoic silence is a conscious choice rooted in self-control and wisdom. It's about choosing not to inflame a situation with impulsive words. It's about creating space, space for you to think, space for them to confront their own behavior, and space for reason to prevail over raw emotion. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, knew that our power lies not in controlling others, but in controlling our responses to them. Silence is often the first step to that control. Now, why does this make them crumble? Why does your calm silence become their undoing? Think about it. People who rely on provoking a reaction, the office gossip, the credit stealer, the overly critical boss, they expect you to engage on their terms. They're geared up for a fight, an argument, a display of your frustration. When you deny them that reaction, when you meet their chaos with your calm, first, you break their pattern. They have a script in their head for how you're supposed to react. Your silence throws that script out the window. It creates an unpredictable void, and the human mind hates a void. They're left wondering, what are they thinking? Why aren't they fighting back? Did I go too far? That's the start of their internal stumble. Second, you turn the mirror on them. Without your words to react to, their own words and actions hang heavy in the air. Suddenly, they're forced to hear themselves, to see their own behavior without the distraction of your defense. Often, they don't like what they see. Third, you reclaim your power. By not reacting impulsively, you're showing you're in control of your emotions, not at their mercy. This calm authority is incredibly unsettling for those who try to dominate or manipulate through emotional outbursts. They expected to pull your strings, but you've just shown them you're no puppet. Let's make this super practical for the workplace. Scenario 1. The idea hijacker. You present an idea in a team meeting, and a colleague immediately rephrases it and presents it as their own. Your gut screams, "Hey, that was my idea." The old you might jump in, "Actually, Bob, I just said that," leading to awkwardness, or a defensive Bob, the stoic you using strategic silence. You pause. You hold eye contact calmly, perhaps with a very slight neutral expression. You let Bob finish. The silence after he speaks, where everyone knows it was your idea, can be incredibly loud. Later, you can strategically follow up, perhaps with, "Thanks, Bob, for elaborating on my earlier point about X. I'm glad you see its potential too." You're calm, collected, and have subtly reclaimed your contribution without a confrontation. Scenario 2. The unfair critic. Your manager publicly criticizes your work in a way that feels unjustified or overly harsh during a team huddle. The old you might get defensive, make excuses, or crumble emotionally. The Stoic you, using strategic silence, you listen, you breathe, you don't interrupt, you allow them to finish. This pause does two things. It stops you from saying something you regret, and it gives them the full stage for their behavior, which others will also witness. Your silence can make their aggression look excessive. Then, do this next. When they're done, instead of a tirade, you might say calmly, "I understand your concerns. I'd like to discuss this with you in more detail privately so I can fully address your points." You've acknowledged, de-escalated, and moved the confrontation to a more controlled environment. Scenario 3. The provocateur. That one person who always tries to bait you with sarcastic remarks or subtle digs, often in front of others. The old you might take the bait, get into a war of words, and feel drained afterwards. The Stoic you, using strategic silence. They make their remark. You offer a calm, steady gaze, perhaps a brief, unamused pause. And then you don't engage with,